Karmanta 2021. Students from top B schools of our country will take part to portray their business management skills and talents through participation in different events conducted by various clubs of the institute. We also have a set of esteemed guests who will join as speakers and share their experiences with us. I'm sure this event will offer opportunities to learn important lessons for our students as well. I wish a grand success of Karmanta 2021. Once again, I welcome all the esteemed guests and thank you all.
Thank you, sir. In presence of our honorable chief guest, guest of honor, and director, we will proceed with the lamp lighting ceremony by lighting the virtual lamp.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि। गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानादरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुभक्ताय गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यगल क्षेत्रे गुरुधर्म सदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्ड खण्डकाय तत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि श्रीगणेशाय एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि ब्रजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि।
Thank you, Sharmat, for the melodious song. Without further ado, I would like to invite our director, Professor Bharat Bhaskar, to share a few words.
Shri Satish Marathe ji, Director, Central Board of Reserve Bank of India. Shri Parvinder Bharti ji, Deputy General Manager of State Bank of India. And all my dear students and participants of this program, I welcome you all on this occasion of learning by doing the basic philosophy and tenet of the management. Ultimately, if you realize, what we teach in any management school is only part of the actual education. Part of actual education, when I say, is what we are providing is the toolkit. Without practice, that toolkit is good for nothing. These are the occasions by which you harness your abilities to do the execution. Execution, because execution involves putting in the practice that knowledge which you have ultimately gathered during all this process. The management is not a discipline where it can be learned only in a classroom. Much of the learning happens beyond the classrooms. And the festival you organize is one of that mechanism by which you harness your capabilities, you practice your capabilities, and you take this opportunity to develop and groom some other aspects of it. Because ultimately, a manager's job is to lead the people. Beyond just managing the day-to-day affair, what we are producing is beyond manager, being the leader in your field. And to be the leader, you have to be able to create followers. And the followers don't come unless you have certain innate abilities to work with people, carry people, and coordinate their efforts together. Karmanta happens to be one of the such occasions where in a remote environment, distributed environment, you are trying to put together a festival. Probably you are learning far more capabilities which are required for the new digital world or the future world, because most of the world is moving towards a new environment of a digital platforms, and thus not only ability to promote your products, carry out and execute your thoughts, share your ideas in this environment, and yet organize a successful festival is a great challenge which you are actually trying to address. And I am quite confident that you have done a good job and you will be very successful in doing and also imbibing the learning coming out of it. Ultimately, if you remember that the new education policy which has just come in has recognized all that education in the classroom in a single discipline does not make the job creators or the leaders or ultimately those human beings which are required for a consummate society or a progressive society. You got to have various aspects. And that is why Karmanta, like festivals or events, give you this capability to do discovery of yourself. It's important to be a successful manager. It's not the knowledge of the management topics or fields and the toolkit, how confident you are or how conversant you are with the toolkit. But equally important is, have you discovered yourself that how effectively you can communicate with people, how effectively you can coordinate with people. Discovery is important because most of the time when we are communicating, we believe the level of the receiver is exactly same as level of mine. That may not be true. Most of the effective communicators are not the most versatile in vocabulary and the flowery language. They're capable of communicating from one's heart to another heart The idea of a communication is not a great oratory. Idea of a communication is ability to transmit the message which is fully received in the original form by the receiver. Coordination happens when you do these discussions, when you are able to communicate, when you are able to work with people at heart-to-heart level. Right? As we say for ages, that saman va akuti, saman hridyani va, saman vo yathamana, tatha stu sahastam. A good communication will happen when the level of intellect, head, heart, and soul of the sender and receiver are aligned. I might make a great speech, but if it's not received by people, they've not understood, they've not comprehended my vocabulary, it may sounds great, but the communication is not happening. Even in political leadership, you'll find many of the people who are not a great orator, but their connect with people is beyond limits. So the communication is not only in the words, it's at head, heart, and soul level. Working in a distant environment, such a distributed environment, poses that challenge further because the body language is also used in the communication, and that part of the communication you are deprived of. And many times misunderstandings happen in digital environments. You have probably seen and figured out how to address them and how to be able to communicate my message in exact form. Second, it also gives you opportunity to understand yourself. Understand what I'm capable of. Understand not that I've become an MBA student of XYZ institute or a top institute or IIM Raipur. Is that my identity? What am I without that IIM Raipur tag? When I leave IIM Raipur and I remove that tag of IIM Raipur, how people will view me, how I'll be able to lead them, how I'll be able to build their confidence into me, have that gotten that capability. So sometimes a step back and see, is it the IIM Raipur brand or whatever institute you have been in the past, that brand is carrying you? Or you're able to carry with whatever you have learned from those places. Because in long run, yes, in short run it's important. Your basic platform will come from there, but in long race, that understanding of yourself will be equally important. You are able to figure out that what I have imbibed, what I have become, I'm going to leverage on that. And finally, I would say the execution. Classroom teaching and all is wonderful, but when you go to the real field, the breakdown happens. The famous breakdown illustrated by Arjun in the field of Kurukshetra. Remember in Kurukshetra, when he sees, he knows he's one of the best warriors or the biggest warrior in the world. And the great warrior facing the army of Kauravas, he's not afraid of them that they will kill me. But his breakdown happens, nobody taught in theory, and nobody taught in when I was learning my archery, that enemy I have to face, or the person I have to kill, or the person I have to attack is my own guru, my own grandfather, my own relatives. How do I execute? And that brought a breakdown in Arjun. And Gita is a narration of that, trying to make him understand how execution is important and why he has to execute. While executing, it's equally important to execute ethically. And when I say ethically, don't confuse, I'm talking about the moral values. I'm talking, morality is only one aspect of it. The execution in a corporate ethical field is going to be situational in nature. And that's why it's very difficult to say these are the truths and these are the real lies. But you do understand when you are violating that boundary. Situation will demand it. Situation will execute it. And I'll give you end of today's talk with last bit of mine, saying how this ethical situation dilemma can be demonstrated. Remember when Karna and Arjun faced off in that battle, the chariots came head to head. Both the greatest archers and greatest warriors. Karna sworn that no Pandavas he will ever kill other than Arjun. Arjun prepared with all his might with the guidance of Lord Krishna. And in the battlefield, when they are facing off each other, you know what happens. The chariot of Karna gets stuck. Arjun has his bow and arrow ready to fire or to shoot. And Karna looks at him, but he asks his Sarthi, who is a Shalya, another king, and tells Shalya, help me, my chariot is stuck. We have to maneuver around. Shalya says, sir, I've been appointed your charioteer. My JD doesn't describe fixing your wheel. Now, Karna has no choice but to get down from the chariot, put down his bow and arrow. Arjun is ready to shoot. Karna looks at him and says, Arjun, what are you doing? I'm unarmed. The rule of the game say that you will not harm an unarmed warrior. Arjun agrees. He puts down his bow and arrow. No. Krishna looks at Arjun. He says, what are you doing, Arjun? This is the opportunity. Arjun, following his advice of his Lord Krishna, picks up the bow and arrow again. Karna looks at him, Arjun again. He says, Arjun, you may shoot me. But the issue is, remember what posterity will write about you. You are a Maharathi who killed another Maharathi like a coward. Arjun realizes what he's saying is the truth. So he puts down his bow and arrow. This time Lord Krishna realizes this fellow is, I have to preach another Gita to him. If he has to come alive again and fight, because he's a man of great moral values and high ethics, etc. and so on. So Lord Krishna decides not to address Arjun, he addresses Lord Karna himself. He says, Karna, what happened about your thinking about this Maharathis and all those things you're talking about when you conspired to kill Pandavas in Lakshagraha by putting them under fire? What happened when 7 of you Maharathis surrounded Abhimanyu, who was unarmed, and killed him? And he looked at Arjun, and Arjun was enraged. He realized, and next thing you know, he shot the arrow and Karna was gone. In a corporate battle, same kind of scenarios arise. So you have to execute according to the situation. Execute ethically, but ethics are not about absolute values. They are about doing it right. And what is doing it right in this situation was tit for tat. If the other side is not following those set of rules, how can you be following the same set of rules? So, Karmanta, you'll come across various situations of all these, discovering yourself, understanding yourself. I hope you will benefit indirectly by all these activities you are doing. So, let me wish you the best of luck and have a wonderful time in this Karmanta festival. Thank you. And let me welcome Shri Marathe ji and Parvinder Bharti ji once again. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very thought-provoking and interesting address. I would now like to invite and welcome our guest of honor, Shri Parvinder Bharti, Deputy General Manager, State Bank of India. Sir has vast experience in all verticals of banking. He has worked as Chairman of Regional Rural Bank, Jammu. He has come from Chandigarh Circle as DGM, BO and SBI Raipur and convener of State Level Bankers Committee, Chhattisgarh. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. सबसे पहले मैं IIM रायपुर के इस भव्य आयोजन में शामिल होते हुए मुझे बड़ा गर्व हो रहा है। मंचासीन श्री सतीश मराठे, डायरेक्टर सेंट्रल बोर्ड RBI, और डायरेक्टर NCDC IIM रायपुर के डायरेक्टर श्री भारत भास्कर जी को भी मेरा विनम्र अभिवादन, और सभी उपस्थित समस्त प्रबुद्ध ऊर्जावान IIM रायपुर के विद्यार्थियों को भी मेरी शुभकामनाएं। भारतीय प्रबंध संस्थान रायपुर का जैसा कि सूत्र वाक्य है कि स्वकर्म निरता सिद्धिम, अर्थात जो अपने नियत कर्म में लगातार निरत रहता है और उसको सिद्धि की प्राप्ति होती है। देखा जाए तो यह सूत्र वाक्य अपने आप में ही प्रबंधन के समस्त गुणों को समेटे है। आज इस प्रसंग में मैं जैक वाल्श GE के पूर्व अध्यक्ष का एक बहुत ही फेमस कोट है, मैं कहना चाहूंगा, जो कि आज प्रासंगिक भी है। गुड बिजनेस लीडर्स क्रिएट ए विजन, आर्टिकुलेट द विजन, पैशनेटली ओन द विजन एंड रिलेंटलेसली ड्राइव इट टू कंप्लीशन। जैसा कि आज के कार्यक्रम का थीम है कर्मांता, वन स्टेप फॉरवर्ड, भी हमें सदैव आगे की बात सोचने के लिए प्रेरित करता है और अपने कार्य को सटीक तरीके से संपादित करने के लिए भी हमें प्रेरणा देता है। आज के इस अवसर पर मैं प्रसंगवश ये कहना चाहूंगा कि भारतीय स्टेट बैंक ने कोविड-19 के कठिन अवसर पर भी उत्तर में लेह से लेकर दक्षिण में एर्नाकुलम तक और पूर्व में असम जोरहाट से लेकर पश्चिम के जामनगर गुजरात तक अखिल भारत स्तर में रहने वाले हमारे बुद्धिजीवी, प्रवीण और ऊर्जावान तथा देश की भावी पीढ़ी को उचित समय पर एजुकेशन लोन, जबकि हमारा कार्यालय रायपुर में रहते हुए भी उनके शहर एवं घर के नजदीक शाखा में उपलब्ध करवाया है। इस कठिन दौर ने हमें चुनौतियों से जूझना और सफलता हासिल करना सिखाया है। पुनः मैं आज के इस उत्सव का थीम कर्मांता, वन स्टेप फॉरवर्ड के स्टेप शब्द से अपने स्टेट बैंक को भी जोड़ना चाहूंगा और ये बताना चाहूंगा कि हमारा भी स्टेप्स जो है हमारी वैल्यूज को संजोए हुए हैं। इसका मतलब है सर्विस, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, एथिक्स, पोलाइटनेस एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी। ये सूत्र वाक्य से सेवाएं दे रहा। देश की भावी पीढ़ी से मेरा अनुरोध है कि वे भी अपने निज जीवन और सामाजिक जीवन में जीवन मूल्यों और प्रबंधन के समस्त गुणों को अपनाकर हमारे राष्ट्र, समाज एवं परिवार का गौरव बने। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आज का ये आयोजन हम सभी के लिए लाभदायक होगा और इससे जो भी सकारात्मक ऊर्जा का संचार हुआ है उसे हमें आगे भी संचारित करते हुए पूर्ण प्रतिबद्धता से निभाएंगे। आज के इस सफल आयोजन हेतु के लिए मैं IIM रायपुर का विशेष आभार एवं बधाई देता हूं। आप सभी का फिर से धन्यवाद, आभार, मुझे इस प्रोग्राम में शामिल करने के लिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you for your presence, sir, and thank you for choosing to be the title sponsor of our event. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Shri Satish Marathe, Director, Central Board of Reserve Bank of India, Director of the National Cooperative Development Corporation, founder, member of Sahakar Bharat, to speak a few words. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Respected Professor Bharat Bhaskar ji, my fellow banker Shri Parminder ji, Professor Jina ji, and all others participating in this virtual program. And at the very outset, I congratulate IIM for organizing this unique program for all the students, just when it is almost looking difficult to meet and interact, discuss. Looking to the program and the forum that we have just now, I thought I will share some views about the current economic scenario in the country. For the last few years, particularly last 4 or 5 years, Indian economy is undergoing a major structural change. And just to mention a few changes that are making a long-term impact on our economy, I would list them as The first step was Jan Dhan Yojana that was introduced. The second was demonetization. The third was creating an all India market through GST. Then real estate plays a very important role in our economy, and it impacts not less than 10 to 15 industries on a very large scale. So RERA was brought, and the most recent one, which is become a little controversial, but the enactment of the farm bills by the parliament in the last year, I look to them as major structural changes that have been undergoing in our country. About the farm bills, people have different views, but if we critically analyze its impact, I believe that what constitution makers visualized 70 years back, that in India, we should have a barrier-free all India market for agricultural produce, that has now come into a reality. And if I have to compare, I would compare the enactment of these farm bills as something what happened in our country way back in 1991, when the process of liberalization commenced in our country. For the last 50 years almost, our concentration on the agricultural policy has been national food sufficiency. We don't have to import, and we have achieved food sufficiency in our country. But then it has not passed over the years. The benefits that should have gone to the rural economy have not really been passed on. And that's why a new direction, a new thrust is what was necessary. Two sectors, two initiatives which are now in force in our country. Number one, Make in India is going to give a massive boost to the manufacturing sector, which has consistently got reduced in the last 35 to 40 years, particularly after the WTO agreements that India signed. We have been reduced to a trading nation, and we have been freely importing, if I have to use the terminology, pin to piano. I don't know why, but then Indian industry has greatly suffered because of this policy, and presently the trade and tariff policies are also under review. Make in India will increase manufacturing setup in all sectors across the country, and that is what is really needed, with substantial emphasis on innovation, research. I believe India would soon become a major manufacturing hub, not necessarily for exports, but to meet our basic internal demands. So Make in India is one of our major thrust areas, and I believe that this would stand in good stead for the country as we progress. The second area, which is very important and to which we need to concentrate and appreciate, is the agricultural sector or the rural sector. If you refer to the records and reports published by the Niti Aayog, we notice, and not many people know that in the last 25 years, the rural income patterns have substantially changed in our country. Agricultural income generated by the agricultural sector is now reduced to 35% only, and whereas the non-farm income is almost 65%. And that is a very substantial change that we should look to it. Another area which I would also like to draw attention and bring it to the notice of this elite gathering is the investment in the rural sector, particularly in our agriculture and agro industry, has been minimal. And if you see the trend, anybody would be surprised. Private sector has been investing just 2 to 3% in the agricultural sector, and the state and central governments put together have been investing between 18 and 20%. If you add up these two, almost 80% of the investments are being done by the farming community, and that is also being done by large farmers. The small farmers, the marginal farmers, and people who take land and cultivate land, who are not necessarily the owners of the land, investment is being done by them. And as a consequence, the rural income levels have not really grown. If India is to become a $5 trillion economy in the foreseeable future, and if India is also to become Atmanirbhar in the coming years, I believe we all need to concentrate on the rural sector. And it is here the new farm acts will give the desired push. Agro industries, farmer producer organizations, whether they are companies or they are cooperatives or they are run by trust and societies, I believe is going to add value to our agricultural produce. Many may not really know that the amount we spent on procurement of our agricultural produce, if 1,500 rupees are being paid to the farmer, the governments are spending equal amount on transportation and storage. And at the end of the day, we lose almost 30 to 35% of the agricultural produce as wastage. So what we need to do now is really process the agricultural produce where it is being produced, increase our productivity as the Honorable Prime Minister has said, more crop per drop. And with this, it will add value, it will have shelf life, and it will also give substantial additional income to the farmers, and it can be released only when the market needs it. Now, these are the changes, sweeping changes that are happening in our country, whether it is through Make in India or through agro-processing industry, or as I mentioned earlier, through restructuring of our economy. We all know that prior to COVID, almost for 8 quarters, that is 2 years, the GDP has been slowing down. And we have been reading, thinking, analyzing events. And then I have come to a conclusion that the Indian economy, Indian businesses, Indian entrepreneurs are rebooting their activities to the changed scenario. And as a consequence, we feel that the economy has really slowed down. But COVID has shown, just as the GDP fell sharply in the first quarter, by the end of March, in another few months, another few weeks, and by the time we get the real figures, we would have noticed that the fall, which was anticipated to be very huge, is likely to be very nominal, considering the huge impact of COVID. And the year 21-22 is going to be a year of growth, and it will once again confirm the inherent strengths of the Indian economy. We are not dependent on exports for our growth, because in India, the need of our large population is still unmet. And whatever we produce, whatever we do is going to be consumed, and there would be more than adequate business, and economy would certainly bounce back as we go ahead. The financial sector has done extremely well in the last difficult year, and I believe that the financial institution will rise to the occasion and support every growth opportunity and every effort for industrializing and improving the lot of our people. As we go ahead, I feel India is on the right track, and we should be able to really achieve and equitable, sustainable growth as we move ahead. I thank the organizers for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to share my views. But before I conclude, just as Professor Bhaskarji said that we should look to our Indian ethos, I would suggest that we should also dip into the scriptures, the writings of our saints, and also of our great leaders to think about the management. I recently came across a book published in Mumbai on the Saint Samarth Ramdas, who was typically known as Guru of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And the book is titled, it is written on the basis of Das Bodh, which he had written on, and the title of the book was Sprinklings of Management from Das Bodh. I believe that there are many saints in India across the country. Tulsidas ji, similarly, or Dohes of Kabir ji give a lot of information about management thoughts. And I believe that apart from the formal education and the curricula we have, if we could also give a little more time to our ancient knowledge, I believe we would be encouraging the overall management thought in the country and eventually in the world. Thank you once again for inviting me to be with you all on this occasion. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing the useful insights. We are grateful to you for taking the time to share your thoughts. This will motivate and encourage our students. We will be sending a token of love in the form of memento through courier to all our guests. I respectfully call upon our director, Professor Bharat Bhaskar, and sir, I request you to inaugurate the fest.
All right, I inaugurate the fest. Let the festivities begin.
Thank you, sir. We will now have a small glimpse of Karmanta 21.
Gave you up about 21 times. Felt those lips tell me 21 lies. You'll be the death of me. Sage advice. Love in you like Jesus. I never need you like I do right now. I never need you like I do right now. I never hated you like I do right now. 'Cause all you have to do is make me. All you have to do is make me.
I would now request Professor R.K. Jana to present a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Julie. I'm very happy to express my heartful thanks to our chief guest, Sri Satish Marathe ji. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us, sharing your experiences and enlightening our students. I hope that the bonding with IIM Raipur, which started through this program, will continue to grow in future. I express my sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Sri Parminder Bharti ji. I must mention here about your support to Karmanta 2021 through the sponsorship from SBI. Thank you very much, sir. I hope that this kind of industry academia partnership will continue to excel in the coming years. I offer my heartfelt gratitude to our director, sir. It is really difficult to express your contribution in words for this event, sir. I only know how you have helped and guided us in each and every step of decision making. Thank you very much, sir, for being our mentor. My sincere thanks to all faculty colleagues for their involvement in different ways with the event. I would especially like to mention Professor Sumit Gupta, Chairman CCNIT, for his overall support for successfully conducting this event in virtual mode. I also like to thank the entire IT support team for their help. I must thank IIM Raipur for the financial support for organizing Karmanta 2021. I thank all our sponsors for their financial support for organizing various events of the program. I must thank our CEO, Colonel Dr. Harindra Tripathi ji, all the members of the accounts department, Binoy of SAC office, and all our support staff for their untiring efforts for organizing Karmanta 2021 during the COVID time in a completely virtual mode. Finally, I would like to thank my entire SAC team from first and second year for their dedication and efforts for organizing the event. I also thank all the participants from different B schools, all the students of IIM Raipur for their participation and involvement in the festival. Once again, thank you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of the inauguration ceremony. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you.